Hi, everybody. It's Honest John. At President Obama's first inauguration, Yo-Yo Ma played the cello, Yitzhak Perlman played the violin, Gabriela Montero and played the piano, and Anthony McGill played the clarinet. Great musicians all. Except they didn't play at the inauguration. Their performance was pre-recorded. It was cold that day, as it usually is in January in Washington. And it would have been very difficult for the musicians to coax great music out of their instruments because their fingering would have suffered. I mean, their fingertips would have been numb. It's hard to play with numb fingertips. McGill, the clarinetist, would have also had to deal with a literally stiff upper lip. The strings on the cello, the violin, and the piano would have contracted from the cold, and their instruments would have become more and more out of tune as they played. So they chose to go with the pre-recorded version. This year, Beyonce Knowles pre-recorded the national anthem. Now, I was in D.C. that weekend, and I'm a California boy, so I can't really judge the cold, but I know it was cold for me. I had to walk a long distance to get from my hotel to my the car that was picking me up because they couldn't get anywhere near the hotel. The streets were all blocked off and everything. So I was out in that weather, and it felt really cold to me. Now, Beyonce is a wonderful singer, and I have no doubt that she could have sung the national anthem live. But it wouldn't have been as good as the pre-recorded version. The reason for this is simple. As anybody who lives or occasionally travels to cold weather areas, when you go out in the cold, your muscles contract. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. And the vocal folds in the larynx are attached to several muscles that control them, and they would have contracted. So she would have had less control over the tone and pitch of the sound she was producing. I'm sure it would have been a respectable job on the anthem, but she might have hit a few notes that were a little off. She would have had to strain. She would have had to strain to reach the upper register. And as we all know, our national anthem is not easy to sing. It's a real challenge, even at the best of times. So I suspect that this is not the last time we'll see pre-recorded performances at presidential inaugurations. If that's a problem for people, then we really should inaugurate our president in June. Thanks for listening.